welcome back to my channel. I know I look a little crazy right now, but I wanted to film a brow routine and I can't like have my falsies and everything on until my brows are done because I feel like the lashes kind of get in my way. So it stopped after the eyeshadow and eyeliner, and I'm going to do a little what I typically do for brows. I switch up my routine a lot, you guys. I'm not one of those people that has to have set brows, but this has just been something I've been doing now for maybe a couple of weeks now that I do enjoy. It's not what I do every single day, but it's what I do, I would say, maybe the majority of the time. So let's get into this, and yeah, that way I can stop looking like a crazy alien. So the first thing I do is I always take a spoolie and I kind of like comb through my hairs to try and get them to go through like the way I want. I don't have a ton of hair, you guys. It's just my brows. Honestly, I have very blonde, light eyebrows, and it's not really due to over tweezing. I just never really have had good brows. I've been stealing like I should say eyeshadow from my sister since I was 12 and putting it in my brows. I didn't even wear makeup really until I was like 15, but I loved filling in my brows with eyeshadow because I knew there was something odd about my brows. Next thing I do is I like to kind of define and fill my tails in because I want like the most pigment there. So I'm gonna go in with Kabrow from Benefit, and I'm in the shade number 2. It's kind of like an ashy blonde, I would say, because number 1 is warmer and a little bit lighter. This one's a little bit darker. I never work from the pots because I feel like they get dry that way. So I just take some and smear it on my hand, and it immediately makes it easier and just makes it easier to work with. I am using a very flat like angle brush for this. This is from a Sephora holiday set, so I don't have a number for you, but just make sure it's really thin and not one of those big thick ones, because those ones are actually for like powder. They're not really made for like a pomade or a gel because they're just gonna give you too much of a thicker line. So I want you to kind of see what I do. So first I'm gonna do this eyebrow just because I think you're going to see it better on camera, and I'm just gonna start off by sketching out the bottom part of my brow. I don't really obsess over making this 100% perfect because I'm gonna clean it up anyway, so it doesn't really 100% matter. So then I kind of go up here where like my arch is, and I bring it down to kind of meet with the tail. Definitely make sure you turn your head when you're doing your tail so you can really see what you're doing, because it's harder to see when you're looking straight forward. I have a scar right here, which is like a pain to get filled in. Okay, so I mean, I kind of leave it like that because it's not the only product I end up using. But yeah, that's pretty much how it looks at this point. It looks crazy and a mess. I always go back and clean it up so I don't just like sit there and stress like, I need to make this line perfect, because I mean, I'm just cleaning it up, so who cares? And honestly, doing this, like holding a mirror, like and trying to film is honestly a little bit difficult. Not going to lie. So next, I'm gonna go in with my Colourpop brow pencil in Blondie, and I'm gonna use this more for like here and here, just to kind of fill in the front. It's a little bit lighter, so that way it's not giving me just like a harsh brow all the way through. Once again, I'm just gonna kind of comb it through my hairs. Kind of helps to stop any like harshness, I would say. So I'm gonna basically film this eyebrow again because it's just easier, because I'm a righty, and all I'm doing is in the way the hair grows, I'm just doing short strokes right through the hair. It looks so messy right now, and I'm so sorry. But I promise you, I'm gonna make it look good in the end. And so over here, my hairs grow up. So I'm going to do it that way. Go up, up, up. And then I'm gonna take my little spoolie blend. And every time you put your spoolie through, it should kind of show you like the gaps that you've missed and where maybe you need to like fill a little bit more in. Okay, so now that my eyebrows are messily on, I'm gonna go ahead and start to clean them up. I'm just gonna go with my Too Faced concealer. Whatever concealer you use for that day, that's just kind of what I do, is whatever concealer I'm using. And then I'm going to take this brush right here. It's from the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, but all of like the Naked palettes, well, the like Naked 1, Naked 2, Naked 3, they all come with this brush. And I never really cared for it with eyeshadow, but I love it to clean up my brows, and you will see why. So I'm just gonna get a little product on the flat side, and I'm just going to start to carve out my brow. And I'm using this fluffier side, by the way, just to kind of blend that out. And I just kind of take a little bit along the tail on the top, just to kind of give it a more kind of, I don't know, cleaner look. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. You can see more of how it would come out because this one has a scar, so it's like, it's harder for me to manage. My brows are cleaned up. I then go in with my brow gel. I go with the Gimme Brow from Benefit in shade 1 because it has little fibers in it, and because I'm lacking in a lot of like hair, I try to fake it as much as I can. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna kind of comb it through my brow hairs, and I try to comb up because I kind of like a bushier brow. I like to do a couple coats of this. Okay, so at this point I can kind of see where maybe I need a little bit more fill-in. And it's definitely always this brow I have like issues with. I have this stupid scar, and I just feel like it makes the rest of my brow just look a little weird. So I'm just gonna take my Colourpop pencil. Even though I have my bangs on that side, so I can probably like hide it and get away with it. But for you guys, I'm just gonna kind of fill where I feel like it needs a little bit more help. I feel like people with darker hair never have these like weird blend-in issues. I feel like it's people with lighter brows. I could be wrong. So it looks a little better. Yeah. Whoosh, I have a full face of makeup on now. But yeah, so that is going to complete my typical brow routine. I am not the most amazing with my own brows. I actually find it, for me at work, it's so much easier putting like brows on other people. I honestly, I don't know, even though I've been doing it to my own face for ever, I still struggle sometimes. I feel like some days I have really good days, other days I have really bad days. Today's an okay day. Nothing's fabulous, nothing amazing, but it's okay. But yeah, so that completes this routine. I hope I've given you some tips and tricks that maybe you could use. Maybe helped you guys not stress so much when you're doing that bottom part, like freaking out if the line's not perfect, because you can just fix it. Nothing to worry about. It's just makeup. It comes right off, and you can always erase and fix it. So if you guys have any requests on any kind of tutorials or little routines I have, please leave it down in the comment section. And if you are not already, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And as always, thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.